All right, here we go. We are tuning in today. Again, as always, I will always do this because I want to make sure that we're entering into a sacred space with the proper intention. That we set the intention that this video finds those that need it, that I can operate as a conduit for the divine to communicate to the viewer from their spirit team, to provide them with that aha moment, that clarity, and for them to walk away from this knowing that their spirit team is communicating directly through me for them in assistance with this situation. Okay, let me clear these and just connect with them. Sodeyam Okay. All right, let's see. Who are we tuning into today? What's going on for this soul group? Okay. Wow. Good stuff so far. So it looks like we have somebody who's ready to take a leap, take a chance. They're feeling pretty positive about this. This situation is going to result in a very, very drastic change. So the Fool, the Sun, and the Tower all upright. Okay, so this is where we're starting. Fool is representing that taking a leap, taking a chance, stepping out on faith. The Sun is about, happiness, joy, having a happy outcome. And then I have the Tower. So a lot of times people look at the Tower and they're like, ooh, right? But here's the thing. If things aren't going the way that you are wanting them to, and you are looking for a quantum leap and a massive change, this is actually, with these, like this to me, I'm reading this as a positive. Okay, I'm reading this as a good sign. So whoever is planning on taking this this leap of faith, they are having the expectation of a positive outcome. And what I'm getting from this is it's going to come in fast. It's going to come in, it's going to be a shock. It's going to be a surprise. And it's going to like completely change what's going on in this situation. Okay. So I'm not looking at this negatively at all. So for those that are in a separation, it sounds like someone is about to come forward. Now I really want to tune in here. Okay. I'm not the type, I don't want to sow like false hope to anyone. That is just not in my ethics. So I really want to invite everyone who comes across this right in this very moment. I want to invite you to just kind of close your eyes and tune in and ask, is this for me? Is this reading for me? And then wait to kind of see if you get a sensation in your body. So a lot of times for me, for confirmation, I'll get this sensation that starts at the base of my skull, and it'll send like either tingles up into my crown, or it'll send almost like, remember when we were kids and we used to like the crisscross applesauce stuff, like those shivers. It'll give me that kind of shiver. Okay. So kind of tune in. Maybe that's me personally. Okay. I want to honor and make sure that's very clear that communication happens differently with everyone, but I really want to invite you to just kind of check in. Okay, is this for me? Does this sit with me? Does this feel like truth in my body? Truth is going to come from the solar plexus. You might see sweat marks still because I just came from the gym. But that's truth, okay? So you might feel that like like a pull where it's like, yes, okay. So just tune into that, even in activation. If it's not feeling like it's for you, you might even feel like anxiety, like butterflies, or kind of like a tug back, okay? So we really want to make sure that we're listening to these things anytime you watch any reading from me, from anyone else, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, like you know internally, you'll know if it's for you, okay? So let's move on. Let's see what kind of clarity we can get. So someone's about to, it looks like come forward. They feel pretty positive about it, and it's going to kind of like rock your world. Like you'll be really surprised. I almost feel like this is going to be like a surprise show up from this Tower card. Okay. Yeah, they want to come in with an offer. Almost like some, like financial support. This might not be, let me get all this. Wow, yeah. Whoa, someone has done some work here. Yeah, okay. So Fool is getting clarified with 10 of Pentacles. This is like contribution, okay? Financial success, long-term success. So the goal here, or the possible outcome here, is that longevity, okay? So they want to take this risk. They want to come forward. They want to take that leap of faith with the intention that this is going to be something that they are long-term invested in, that they want to have a long-term outcome with. The Sun is getting clarified with the Queen of Cups, okay? So this is going to be that they're in a more like emotionally stable, gosh, I feel like something cleared. Like I'm just feeling that like the Sun is coming back. It's like they've been in some kind of storm, some kind of fog. And it's like all of a sudden it's like cleared, like some resolution or happened with whatever their situation has been, and they're kind of like excited. They're like ready to move into this, and they're able to be in a space of like more emotional stability, more connected with their true, what I'm getting is divine self, inner peace, and they're gonna show up. This Tower is being clarified with the Hangman, so Hangman is getting a new perspective. So this is probably what happened with them. This is probably what's going to happen with this relationship. There's going to be this new kind of, we're seeing it in a different way. We want to approach this in a different way. Okay, so wow. Okay, so something shifted quickly. And they're kind of ready to take that leap. They've been waiting for this. So I honestly want just more clarity on that. So give me more clarity on like this Tower when this person comes forward, this Tower moment that will happen from this. Give me more clarity on this. Two of Cups. So like relationship coming together, partnership. Yeah, a new sense of direction. Hangman again, I get from that is like a new sense of direction, like really seeing things much more clearly. So for these who have been twin flames in separation, I feel like for this group, this is a group that's really done their work, okay? So there's like this big aha moment, and something has cleared. Something I feel like was going on in their 3D experiment, like experiment. It's like a Freudian slip, right? Because I say this, it's like we're here having like, it's like an experiment. We're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. But in their 3D experience, and I think that it just kind of, it has been resolved or it's about to be resolved. So let's see here. Here's the sun again. Yeah, so this Tower moment is partnership. I feel like, again, I just keep feeling like I'm getting, it's going to come out of nowhere. Like, it's going to be not expected. So again, it's not like expect this today, okay? We're reading into the current energy of where this person with their timeline is going. I really want to clarify with timelines. I've had people talk about, you know, I'll usually say stuff from like within 3 months. A lot of people will say that because here's the reality. Like, predicting time is very, very difficult because it depends on what timeline people jump onto, okay? So we have like these trajectories from this moment right here, what I choose to do. So I could choose to go in this video right now and go use the bathroom or sit down and get something to eat, or I could continue to do this. It's all about choices. So it's like, what timeline am I going to be choosing to get onto? And then when we think about it, timelines are fixed. Those lines are fixed. So people say that time, it's like future, past doesn't really exist. It's all one thing. We're just experiencing it in moments, okay? So if you think about it, like if you were to have like a thick book, okay, and you were to draw a line up that thick book, and then you do that flip, 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 you're gonna see it go, okay? So that timeline is already set. But the thing is, we can jump from one timeline to another in like instants, okay? So this is where it gets really hard to predict because like depending on people's choices and their free will, they're going to be jumping to different timelines. Now, here's something very important, significant to know. Deja vu are those moments where all the timelines converge. Okay, so people will have deja vu. What that is, it's a glimpse or a memory of your soul planning session. Okay, so when you were prior to incarnation, you sat down and you kind of went through it all. Okay, so there's certain checkpoints that we really wanted to hit. Okay. So if you're someone who never has deja vu, I would say that you need to tune in a little bit because you might be a little off path, okay? But if you're someone who has that especially a lot, you're really, you're really getting in your trajectory, okay? This is important information to know, all right? So those deja vu moments are when all the timelines converge, and it's almost like there's a hole, like a wormhole or something, where you're getting that peek in and you're like, oh yeah, this was a checkpoint. So like, say if you're gonna go on a road trip, right, and you have it set out where it's like after 10 hours we'll stop at this place and rest. So it's like, that's where you are in that moment. It's like, okay, so this is what people will be like, well, I made a mistake, I wish I'd done this instead of this. A lot of times that's kind of irrelevant, because at the end of the day, the timeline is going to converge again at some point, and you're going to still be at the same gas station that you had intended to be to anyway. It just might take you longer, might have had more trauma than maybe would have been necessary, but they converge, okay? So to try to give you a like specific time, I just don't feel like it's ethical to even try to do that at this point. As I've tried a couple times, it's just not. But what I can say is, from that Tower card, it's going to surprise you. Like, this person may have gone complete AWOL, radio silent, like fallen off the face of the earth, and then all of a sudden they pop up like somewhere, like in a coffee shop, or you run into them at the gym, or they show up at your work and they're like I'm ready. Like something, it's going to be something where it's like, you're like, whoa, what? That's what I get from that Tower. Okay, so we've got, so the Tower is bringing in the relationship. It's going to be in a space where there's a lot of new perspective. Let's see what this perspective pertains to. Okay, so the relationship having this connection of, yeah, this is a twin flame group or soulmate group or whatever that's really been doing the work, because this connection, it's going to be like abundant. It's going to be successful, but there's going to be a level of independence from both, like whatever codependency, whatever, because codependency comes from both. It comes from the runner and the chaser. The runner feeling like they're overly responsible for the other, and then the chaser feeling like that person is responsible. So it's like this weird dynamic. So this is going to be like a healthier understanding. I'm responsible for my triggers. I'm responsible for how I react to them. I'm responsible for how I feel. I'm responsible, for my stuff, okay? And it's not my partner's job to make me feel better when I get triggered. It's not my partner's job, etc. It's that I need to be in this. They can support me, right? So there's a difference between being able to say, baby, I hate to say this, but what you just said just triggered the living daylights out of me. I need a moment. Can we pick this conversation up in a few minutes? I'm gonna hop off the phone. I'm gonna go like sit with this for a minute, get through it, and then I would love to be able to pick up where we left off. And then having a conscious partner who's done the work enough to say, and not get triggered by that, to say, okay, baby, like I understand. I'm proud of you. Call me back when you can. Like being able to be into that kind of level until those things just don't come up anymore. What a beautiful place to be able to be in, right? So this new perspective is going to be about healing those archetypes of the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, she's reversed. That represents the witch's wound to me. The King of Wands reversed is that the warrior's wound archetype energies. So there's going to be like a new awareness around how these have been showing up, which is really helpful, right? That's why I did the archetype alchemy workshop, to teach people about their own archetype, but also about their parents, about their loved ones, about their partners, other people's archetypes, how they're showing up, what they need, what their love language is according to that archetype, all of that stuff. So it's like super, super helpful to have that information so that we know how to support our partner when they're wanting to heal, right? When they're in that space, I'm ready to heal, I want to. So we can say, okay, cool. Like I understand your archetype now. I understand what triggers you. I understand what helps you feel safer. So now I can like help support you in this. And that's the energy that I feel coming from this spread here. So people here, whoever this is connecting with and resonating with, they've been doing the work. So the sun is bringing in the celebration, this Three of Cups energy, a celebration. So like, again, I mean, that's just confirming it. Happy, like we're coming together. We're celebrating this union. Okay, this is good. I really want to get some clarification for the viewers so they can really feel super connected. Please, can you give me more to where they have this moment of clarity where they're like, oh my gosh, yes, this is absolutely mine. Because this is a really positive one. I don't want to give the wrong groups false hope, and I really want clarity for these viewers, for the viewers. Let me know, give us something that is going to absolutely confirm that this has been their situation. So interesting. A lot of the same cards keep coming out. They're hot for me today. Okay, so there had been a situation where it was like someone was too close. Okay, they weren't able to see the whole picture. They weren't able to really get like clear I'm getting is like on how they were showing up. They weren't really recognizing, I think that, I hate to say this, but it was almost like they thought that the other person was the problem. But they were the problem. And it was like this internal stuff. Like they just did not have enough perception, like external perception from this. It was like they were so fixated and so close looking at it that there wasn't any like self-evaluation. This is what caused the relationship to end. So let's see if I can get any more clarity on that. And then once I do that and confirm that that has been for this group, I'll end this and then I'll go into the extended for those that want more details on what's happening. But I really want to give the viewers the ability to get some solid confirmation. Yeah, so it's like a little bit more confirmation on this. So this person, it's almost like they felt like they were being left out in the cold. It was like they thought that they weren't being supported enough. They thought that they weren't being given enough from the other party. But with some distance from this situation, I think that they have come to realize that it wasn't that the other person couldn't give them enough. It was that, I wouldn't say they were asking for too much. It was almost like their expectations were just incredibly unrealistic. And they were, how am I interpreting this? It was like they were in this space of like thinking, yeah, I'm getting the chills, like thinking that they were ready, that they had it all figured out, that they were not a problem, that they were like, I'm good. Like and so when they were showing up, I have a feeling that they have, they were triggering the other person a lot. So they were triggering them a lot with their own unhealed stuff that they were very unaware of. And so when they were triggering their partner and the partner was responding from those places of triggering, maybe needing to feel like they had to be defensive, protective, or maybe shut down even, so that this person was like, they can't meet my needs, they can't give me what I want, what I need, I'm upset right now, and they're either shutting down or they're being confrontational to me or defensive, when in truth, like the way that they were showing up was very was confrontational, because they were very triggered, and it was like they weren't seeing this, they weren't seeing that, and so it made them feel very like left out in the cold, isolated, alone, not supported. Okay. Yeah, the breakup caused them a lot of heartache. I think that they regretted it almost, almost like immediately. So many chills. I'm gonna even have my space heater on in here because the AC runs so much in my office. It's so cold. And I just got hit with massive chills. So I feel like they ended this using the excuse that like the other person couldn't be what they wanted, needed, etc. They weren't able to show up enough for them. And so they ended it. And it was like almost immediately when they ended it, it like they regretted it, and it just devastated them. Like it broke they were heartbroken over this loss. Okay, so now we've kind of come full circle. Okay, I feel good leaving this for people who don't hop into the extended one. So I'm back with the Fool, but in reverse. Okay, so this is that wanting to move into, with the Death card, like obviously this ended, but we're also kind of looking at this from multiple timeline viewpoints, right? So it's like, it was like this heartbreak prevented them from coming forward. I feel like I want a little bit more clarification on this, to be honest, to give you guys I really want you to feel like 100%, like, oh my God, like this is exactly my situation. So that like you really have that in your body to know, like, wow, okay, it's coming. So they had felt this way, they ended it, and it like devastated them to do this. And it was almost like, because of this devastation, I want to know, did they see this? Was that like, did they recognize like that it was a mistake? But that's what caused them to not come forward again. Like they hid, they ghosted. It's like they disappeared. So this is going to be someone who, I'm getting like the word breadcrumbing too. So this is someone who either like really like ghosted, just vanished, disappeared, or someone who like really pulled back, but have tried to do the breadcrumbing thing, where they're trying to like just keep you like somewhat attached to this, but knowing, because they don't really want to let you go, but knowing that they messed up. I feel like there was some kind of like major revelation here. This there was. Okay, so I have the Emperor in reverse with the Hangman and the this Five of Pentacles energy, where it's like they just didn't feel like the other person could meet their needs, that they weren't able to support them. And I have the reverse Emperor, which is like that very unhealthy, like toxic, masculine, oppressive, domineering energy. Okay, so I think that they like, this is kind of what they realized. Okay, this is like kind of like the next level of how this unfolded. Yeah, so whatever happened here, that's, yeah, they feel like they regretted it. I don't know, almost immediately, pretty quickly, realizing like, oh, you know what? I try not to cuss on these when I put them out. Like, I don't know if people watch with their kids around or stuff. I just try to respect that. Yeah, so it was like they realized they really missed an opportunity. They didn't think this through, is really what they came to realize. Like, I shouldn't have broken up with them. I should not have ghosted. I should not have left. I should not have done this. I should not have ended this. I hadn't thought it through, is what I'm getting. I had not thought it through, and I've messed up this opportunity. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so that's like the missed opportunity, not planning well for the future kind of thing. Okay, so like they didn't think it through. They were really impulsive in this reverse Emperor energy, right? In this like toxic masculine, very impulsive, unilateral thinking, very self-focused, right? I just need to feel better. I just need to do this. Not taking the needs of their partner into account. Okay. Yeah, they didn't come forward. They were being stubborn. Oh, goodness. Oh, honey. Yeah, they were just being downright stubborn. They didn't want to admit. I think they started seeing it. They started realizing it. Started realizing how they had been behaving. It wasn't that the other person couldn't really meet their needs. It was that they were not. It's almost like they wanted a feminine woman, right? Like one that would be surrendered, soft, supportive, nurturing, nourishing. And they were like, why can't you be this? And the feminine is like, because you're like not making me feel safe, secure, like grounded. Like I don't have any of this. So to where I can feel like it's safe to surrender and be in this energy with you. This is how I feel this kind of transpired. So the breakup happened very quickly after it. It just obliterated them. Like I feel that even saying that, like I'm getting, like it just devastated them. It tore them up heavily. Like I can feel the heaviness in my heart. They realized that they really did not think that through. They regretted it. They worried that, I think as time has gone on, I think that they've worried that the other person has moved on. And then because of this fear, like maybe they've moved on or not really being in a space where they're prepared yet or ready to admit that they messed up. That's why they haven't come forward, is because they've still been like in this stubborn, like ego, reverse emperor energy. And you know, that's okay. Like honestly, I can't imagine that we would want them to step forward if they're still going to be in that energy. Like obviously those who are watching this and who are connecting to this, I'm sure we want that person to come forward, but we want them to come forward in a more soft energy, which we saw earlier from that Queen of Cups, that this is like the energy that they're coming into. Okay, I really hope, I'm going to stop it here for this, and then I'll move into the extended. I want to find out more. Like I want to find out more what they're planning, like where their headspace is currently. Obviously, we know that they want to take that leap. They want to come forward. We saw this in the beginning of the reading. I want to know what they're planning. I want to get an idea if that plan is like imminent or if it's like a plan, right? But they're still trying to like work it out. So I want to get that clarification too. And then see what other kind of like love messages and all that other stuff that comes up independently. What else comes through. And then obviously what other live viewers ask me to look into as well. So that's available on the live for the extendeds. For those that hop on the live with me, that they can ask questions. And I will, if it feels aligned, then I will ask that and see what we get on that. Okay, so for those that catch this replay on YouTube, if you would like to access the extended, the link to do so is in the description. That is through my membership, the collective, and you'll be able to hop into the VIP group, or you'll be able to see all of the extended versions, not just like one at a time. It's like they're just all in there. So it's like simple, along with all the other benefits of the collective membership. If you want to do your own reading to get more clarity on your exact situation, you can find the link for that below as well, along with learning what your own witch's wound archetype is, so you can start working to heal that and understand how it's been affecting you in your dynamic. And the Manifest Your Mirror Soul guide is there as well if you need some additional support. Okay, so that's there. I hope that I will see everyone else over on the extended. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon.